Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to make this kind of VFX in Blender. It's super easy. Just open up a VFX workspace and just click it and it will load up the VFX workspace for you. Okay, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to add our footage by clicking the open button here and just go ahead to the directory where you have the footage. I will also put the link to you in the description if you want to use the footage. Just click A and open the clip because it is a PNG sequence, so that's how you open it. Okay. So let's go ahead into the into the render settings because the colors are off. So let's scroll down, go to color management, change it from RGX to standard. It will just load up the original colors. That's what I want. Okay, so everything's fine. Now it's time to go ahead and set the ending frame to 400 and try to click prefetch to load the video into the RAM so it will play smoothly. Just increase the search size and the pattern size because it's a little bit high quality, so it's like the tracker size, and also change this from location, rotation and scale, which means that every tracker will try to track the location, rotation and scale. So let's just go ahead and add a keyframe, add a tracker here by hitting Control and click, and that's how you add. And just go to track here and you will be able to see the zoomed in view. Just drag forward and it will track the tracker. As you can see, it's perfectly staying there, and this is what I wanted. So we need to add more trackers into it. Just click Control and click to add a tracker. I think I need to add one to here, and just drag forward and it will track the motion. As you can see, it's perfectly staying there, and this is what we wanted. And I think this is the accurate way of tracking footages in Blender. Like the automatic way isn't really good, but the manual way is good, I think. So let's just add another one by here by hitting Control and scale it down. Just drag forward and that's it. Okay. So I think they're all perfectly staying there. We need more trackers. So I'm going to click Control and just click it. And just scale it up a little bit and track forward. And I think it's staying, okay, so it stopped. You just need to slightly move it and just slightly scale it. So let's go to frame number 259. Just scale it a little bit and just slightly move it. Do just a guessing job and that's it. Just track forward and it will again track to the end of the video, and that's really good. Okay. I think it is sticking there and this is what we wanted. Okay, so it's time to go ahead and click Control and add a tracker here, something like that, and track backward. Okay, so it stopped again, so let's just slightly scale it down and then track backward. Again, it stopped again, so let's just scale it down slightly. So I think it is messed up, so let's just go slightly backward and click this cross button to remove the backward track. Just track frame by frame and see how it looks like. So, okay, so it's messed up here. Just slightly get back and click this button so you don't have to worry about it. Just scale it slightly up and just slightly move it so it's not overlapping. Just track one frame backward like that, just a bit, not so much because we don't want a huge motion. It will mess up. Okay, so let's delete it. I think that was not good. I just deleted it by hitting delete. Okay, so I think here will be good. Let's add it here, track forward, and it stopped. So we need to slightly move it to get this back to place. Just slightly, not so much. Just a bit, maybe right here. Yeah, that's correct. And now you can slightly scale it down and track forward, and it will start tracking to the end of the video. And as you can see, it's perfectly staying there, and this is what we wanted. Now it is rotating, but it doesn't matter, okay? Just click Control and add another tracker into that point and just drag forward. Okay, so it stopped here because there is no space after that. Okay, so I think from frame number 254, just click the cross to remove the remaining, the upcoming trial, and it will be disabled. Okay, so yeah, you have different options under tracking settings. We're gonna use it later on for some stuff, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so it's time to go ahead and create another tracker right here. Just click Control and click. Just drag forward and it will stop tracking after that because it is going out of the frame, so that's why it will stop tracking. Just slightly move it, slightly scale it down, track one frame. Oh, it stopped again. Just get back one frame and yeah, I think just slightly move it on that frame that where it stops. Just scale it down. Just try it. Okay, so I think it's not going to track after that. So I think that's fine. Just back to one frame backward. Let's add another tracker here, scale it down like that and track forward. And as you can see, it's perfectly stick there to the end. Just add another one right here, track backward, and that's what we wanted. Maybe we can add another tracker here by hitting Control and adding a tracker. Track forward and it will track not to the end because it stopped. Just slightly scale it down, maybe scale it up and try to tracking forward. And yeah, I think it is good. Click Control and click and then scale it down, track backward, it stopped. It stopped. Just slightly scale it up and track again and it will work. Just click Control here and add a tracker here to the middle of it, so it's perfectly tracked. So let's track forward and it stopped somewhere, so let's just zoom in and okay, so I think it's here, stopped here, just right here. So just go back a little bit, just go one frame, just click G, slightly move it and maybe scale it down a little bit and track forward, and it stopped here again. So we can, yeah, okay, so we can actually make it smaller because the other object is overlapping with it, that's why it is stopping. So I'm going to move these 2 points here and yeah, it is tracked, and this is what we wanted. So like basically it's the same shit. So okay, so let's add another one here by hitting Control and click and scale it down here and track forward, and I think it sticks into the end. Just add another one here by hitting Control and click. It also sticks to the end. I love it. I love it because it's sticking in there. Control and add another one here. Track forward. Yeah, it stopped somewhere. I think I don't need it. Like I don't know why it stopped, but maybe scale it down. Track. Okay, so it stick there. This is what I wanted. So I think it is perfectly. Oh, okay. I think there is a jump in between. Like I don't know. If you look at this, if you look, yeah, there is a jump right there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and move it to here and track forward, so it's always stay there. And yeah, I think that's fixed. Okay, so I think we need to track it backward. Maybe I don't. Just add another one here by hitting Control and click and track backward, and I think it stays there forever. Just add another one here. Maybe it will not stay because it's not accurate. It stopped, deleted. Just click Control and add another one. Maybe it will stay here. I don't know. I don't have any idea if it stay here or not, but I'm trying to make it. Okay. So let's just go ahead and maybe I just can go backward a little bit and click Control and add one here. Just align those vertices with this triangle. It will be perfectly tracking into it. Maybe I can track it forward. Okay, so it's tracking it. Like I added so many trackers, more than add trackers because you need it. You need so many tracker if you can track, because if you don't track your motion perfectly, it will not be accurate. So you need to add many trackers to tell Blender where is the scene or where is the stuff going on in the scene. So let's just control and add a tracker here. Just scale it down and track backward. Maybe I can just slightly move it, slightly moving it, just scaling it down, track it forward. Okay, so the hand, okay, so track backward like that. When you stop, you can just scale it down slightly or maybe slightly move it and it will start again tracking it. But don't try to miss out the position of it. Like if you messed up the position. Okay, so we added that many trackers into it. And I think they're perfectly staying on their positions, and this is what I wanted. So it's time to go ahead into the solve tab and just click those three options because we don't know the camera parameters. So let's just add a keyframe A to 36 and keyframe B to 121. It's actually a perspective change, and I think we got a really good error 0.3, and this is what I want. Set this background, just click setup tracking scene, and that's it. Yeah, that's the whole point. Now you can add any CG object into the scene. Okay, so let's orient the scene. So first of all, we need to orient the floor here. Like it's not accurate. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find some good trackers. Maybe this one, shift and select by. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, click shift these, and shift these. Click floor. Okay, so let's select two trackers, and click set scale to scale it down. Maybe I can set this to 2.3. And okay, so I think let's scale it down a little bit. Okay, that's fine. And set the origin to this one. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I can select those. Maybe I don't know, just click floor here. I think they're not working. I think I may select those three. I'm just finding out which one will be better for floor, so I'm going to select those three and click. Oh, I think it's not working, so I'm going to hit Control Z, and get back to the one that we did first. Control Z again, and just get back to it. Okay, so let's select those three and this three and click floor. Okay, so I think that's fine. That's the one that I wanted. Let's go to general layout, click it. Okay, so if we go into camera view, as you can see, the plane is perfectly staying there, and that's what I wanted. So let's select those and click set x-axis. Maybe I can select this one and click set. Okay, I think it's not working. Maybe this one set. Oh, okay. Get back. Maybe I can do set x. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay. So as you can see, the axes are perfectly oriented as it's supposed to be, like the x and y axis, and they're perfectly directing to their own sides. And I think that means the tracker is perfect. So just select this one and click set origin, and it will stick up into here. So okay, that's looking good, I think. Okay, so these are the motion tracker that I have added. So just click it and just slightly rotate it, the camera, maybe just a bit. Change this to 3D cursor and slightly rotate the camera so it's perfectly, like not perfectly, but just a little bit lying on the floor of the scene. So it will make it better. So let's just snap it. Okay, so we turn on motion tracking from overlays. So let's add a Suzanne head into the top of the metro station. Just go to side. So how to align it? Well, you can align your object by the trackers. Like as you can see now, I am sitting this object on the origin of the trackers, which means that it will perfectly lie on the ground. And this is how you can set up your object. Just slightly rotate it on x-axis like that, and slightly rotate it on z-axis. If you play it, as you can see, the Suzanne is staying there, and this is what we wanted. So like you can literally add anything into it right now. If it is a product, go for it, just slightly move it out. And if it is just a normal VFX video, just go for it. Just add your stuff into it. Like you can add explosion into it. You can destroy the matter station by the RBD lab, or you can use Houdini to create the simulation. You can do magical stuff with different stuff, like you can add fire into it. Okay, so if you look at this, they're perfectly staying in their positions, and this is what we wanted. So basically, if you're going to go ahead and select this object, just go for individual origin, and as you can see, that's perfectly what we wanted. So yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so now it's time to add the character into it. So let's just go ahead and select the Susan object. Click Shift A, cursor to selected, Shift A, and add a cube. Scale up the cube, and just go into wireframe. So now try to align the cube with the Susan hat. So let's just move it up, so it perfectly touches it from the bottom. And I'm gonna slightly rotate it, not so much, just slightly move it up. Maybe I can select this one. Let's select that one and try to just move it on the z-axis like that, just slightly, not so much. Okay, so now try to move it a little bit down because the tracker are not perfectly aligned, so that's why you need to slightly cheat on this, which means that you have to try your best to align it with the tracker, so that's important. Okay, so I selected that plane here, that face here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try to move it on z-axis like that, and this is the final tracker. Just align it with these. Okay, so it's not perfectly aligned. Let's go to the solid. So in just slightly scale it on the y-axis like that. Just slightly rotate it. Just slightly move it so it's better aligned it with the scene because it's a little bit off. Just try not to be very perfect, but just try to match it. So if I go into wireframe, you can see the back side isn't really correct. So let's just move it up like that, slightly move it on y-axis, and try to scale it on maybe slightly y-axis. I don't know. Just select everything, slightly rotate it on x-axis, and then slightly move it towards y-axis. I'm just trying to align the box with the BRT selling, so that's what I want. So you can be creative with it. You can do it yourself. But I'm trying to show everything what I do. So I'm just gonna try to align it with the corners here. So okay, just slightly move it back, maybe just to align it. Okay, so um, basically that's it. That's the whole point behind it. Like now we are trying to set up the shadow catcher for the main character, so that's important. And if you play it, as you can see, the box is perfectly staying on the top of the BRT station, and that's what I wanted. And okay, so like it's looking good. Go to face selection, select the top face, just slightly move it down like that, slightly scale it on y-axis, try to rotate on z-axis, sorry, double R to slide rotate. It's not important, but I'm just showing you that it's looking fine to me. So now that's looking good. Yeah, that's looking fine to me. And yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so I found this character on Sketchfab. I will put the link to it as well, and it is a really good model. This have a character. It is done by Jordan Wincup. I don't know how to pronounce it, but thanks for the model. It's a blend file. Just download it and it will start downloading it. And once it downloads, let's open it up and see. Okay, so I have downloaded this file here. Just open this up. Just double click and it will open up. Okay, so as you can see, I have textured it with my own texture, Gonji. You can download this model from Sketchfab. Just click export and click FBX. And let's go ahead and export this model as an FBX. Click selected object and click export FBX. Just go ahead into mixamo.com, click it, and now it's time to upload this model into Mixamo that we just exported from Blender as FBX file. So it's time to click upload character. You can choose any character, but we're gonna click upload character, click select character, go to the directory where you exported the mesh. So I think I did it right here, this FBX file, just click open. And as you can see, it is loaded up. It's time to set the chin here. So this one, try to set up the wrists, and try to set up the elbows to the exact position where they're supposed to be. Try to set up the knees here, and try to set up the groin perfectly into it. Okay, so click next. It will auto rig it. Just wait for this a little bit. It can take some time. You have to be patient with it. It can take up to 2 minutes, so you gotta wait for it. But I just speeding it up so you don't have to wait on the video. So you need to wait for these to happen. So now it is uploaded and it is processing it, and it will be done in a few, and it's done. Just as you can see, it is animated. Just click next, and that's it. Now you can go into animations to add animation into it, which means that you can add a walking animation into your character without working on manual animation, trying to perfectly animate like a human being and trying to copy the motion. But we got Mixamo for basic motion, like it have like a huge library of different kind of animation, which means that you can use it. You can use it literally anywhere. So we got it here. Just search for walk here under animations, and it will give you a different walking style which you can select from. I can go ahead, maybe I can select this one, yeah, that one. And as you can see on the right side, we have setting for this animation. You can change the overdrive, you can decrease it to make it slower, to make the moment of the character, to make the speed of the character slower. And I want it to be slow, so I'm gonna click in place, which means that it will not move, but he will stay on the place, and that's what I want. And yeah, that's okay, that's fine to me. Okay, it's time to download the character. Maybe I think that's what I want. Just click download, and you will be able to download it totally for free without paying any shit into it. So it will start downloading it, and you gotta wait for this to happen. So as you can see, it's downloading it, and yeah, we're gonna import this model into Blender and see what we can do with it. Okay, so it's downloaded. Let's go get back to Blender, to the main scene. Just go to File, Import, and click FBX. And now just go ahead into Downloads and just scroll down where you have downloaded the model. It is actually an FBX file, so you don't have to like wait for these. Okay, so let's scroll down, walking one, click import FBX, and you will be able to import this model. So it's right here. Just click slash to go into local view. So as you can see, you're gonna select the armature, go into pause mode, click A, select everything, click Shift A, and click linear extrapolation. Oh, sorry, not extrapolation, Control Z. Click Shift E, maxi click, which means that he will go forever, which means that like he will be cycling again and again and again. It is loop actually. So let's go into object and click slash to go out of the local view. You can scale this dot up a little bit and slightly rotate it on y-axis. So let's do the top side of the cube here and select the character, click R, Y on on 90 degree, and just go ahead into y-axis, just move it up here, something like that. Okay. Okay, so it is aligned to where we want, and as you can see, he's walking, but he's not moving forward. So we need to let him move forward and do his job for us. So in order to do it, it is very simple to animate a character in Blender. Let's set the ending to 250. Select the character, Okay, so let us just go ahead and click I on the first frame and just move forward. Just move him forward to the end of it and move it slightly down. And click I again to add another keyframe. Click T and click linear. But he's a little bit sliding, I think. If you play it, you will be able to see what I mean. So let's select the ending keyframe and move it a little bit forward so he's moving a little bit faster and he's not sliding on the top. And yeah, I think that's it. That's it. This is it. Okay. Okay. Just set this to like 150 46 or 42. I don't know. Just play it. And as you can see, the dot is moving, and this is what we wanted. Yeah, okay. The textures are missing, so let's go back, go to File, click Save it. So we have the texture right here, and what is name? Let's check the name. So it is called double RIB. Okay. So let's select these main materials. So go to File, go click Append, and click the other blend file. This one, just double click it, go into Material, and select the double RIB. Click Append, and it will import the material. So if you select this object, click it, and as you can see, it is imported. Just click it, and it will load up the old material into your original character, and that's what I wanted. So okay, so now it's time to, I think, set up the lighting maybe. Okay, so if you go into render engine, change it to cycles, change the device to GPU compute, click denoise, go scroll down to film, click transparent, and it will be transparent for you. So now it's time to go into world setting. Just click this yellow dot and click environment texture and click open, and open up an environment texture that you have. Like, you can use any of them, but I will give you a link to the one that I used, so you don't have to worry about it. Just click it, and as you can see, that's how it looks like. That's fine to me. And we're gonna go ahead to visibility for the plane object and click shadow catcher, which means that it will be just a shadow catcher. And as you can see, the shadow is being cast into it. So that's what I wanted. Oh, okay. I'm just changing an HDRI. I don't know which one will be better, so I'm just trying to add another one. If I selected another one, I will surely put a link to it, so you don't have to wait for this thing. Okay, so let's open up a new window. Click World Settings, and just select the main object. Control T, and it will add a mapping and texture coordinate node. Just rotate it on Z-axis like that, and I think that's not correct. That's wrong. Like, I think I'm gonna use the old one, which is like a flat texture, which means that it will be like good for me to use that one. Okay, so let's create a new material for the shadow catcher, exactly the same as the color of the ceiling of the BRT. So that's what I wanted. Just slightly scale it on y-axis. Maybe I can go into edit mode, select the edge here, and click E and y-axis like that. Select this one, click E and y-axis. Now select those also. Click E and into x-axis. Click E into x-axis like that. Just extrude it. Okay, okay, that's looking good to me. If you play it, that's how it looks like. Get back to object. Maybe I can play around with the properties of my materials. Maybe you can change it a little bit. It's up to you how you want it to be. Okay, so I think the rig is not correct. That's why he's looking really weird right now. So let's go into compositing. Let's select all the node and click X and delete them. Just left the composite in Weaver node. So we're gonna get back into the layout, and if you look up here, there's a background collection, delete it. If you look up to layers, there is a background layer. Just click the cross. So we just left with the foreground. Come to compositing, Shift A, and add an input. Maybe we can search for render layer and search for movie clip. Shift A, search for image sequence actually, and select your image sequence here by clicking import image sequence, and just click Shift A and search for alpha over node. Connect the image to the bottom one for the render layer and the video for the top. Just connect these to both the Weaver and composite nodes so you can also see it. And okay, so let's go into output setting, change this to FFmpeg, change encoding from Matroscott to MPEG-4, select a location that you want, and that's it. Just click render animation and it will render out. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.